Ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellencies, it's both an honor and a pleasure for me to open this annual 2019 project conference. This project is funded by the so-called Norwegian Fund. It's a fund through which the countries of the so-called European space, Norway, Iceland and Liechtenstein, provide funding to other countries for the development of projects in order to make progress in different directions. A few words about the application itself. There are several ways in which this Norwegian fund can apply. We applied in the direction of involving young people in active participation in different types of activities. The project we have developed is to support young people without permanent employment, who can be adapted to participate in the tourism business. More than 500 project proposals were made, judging by the numbers of the participants. Our project, as you can see, is number 285. We are one of the 27 consortia that have succeeded in convincing the fund and its operator that we have submitted a project proposal that will be implemented and will have an effect, as enshrined in the ideas of the fund. Initially, in our project, we had 13 partners from 8 countries: Italy, Cyprus, Greece, Croatia, Romania, and of course Bulgaria. And we also have a representative from Iceland, one of the countries that fund the project. At today's conference, we have representatives of the Bulgarian partners. The leading organization is ours, Varna Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Park-hotel, a consulting organization from Sofia, and the Black Sea Business Information Cluster from Burgas. These are the partners' representatives. I hereby declare the annual conference open and give the floor to Assistant Professor Todorov, Project Leader, Lecturer at the University of National and World Economy. Mr. Todorov, welcome. Hello from me. I introduce myself as the manager of this project and the representative of one of the partners from Bulgaria. Park-hotel is the organization I represent. First of all, I would like to thank Mr. Tabakov and the Varna Chamber of Commerce as a leading support organization for the project and its efforts to organize this event. We see that the hall is about to be small for everyone. I suppose you are familiar with the program. We will merge the first 3 sessions into one larger session. In the beginning, I will tell you about the project, at the risk of repeating things said by Mr. Tabakov, what has been done so far, who are the partners, the expected and achieved results. Next, I will introduce 2 products we have already generated related to Work Package 3 and identifying the need for training.
Установяване на нуждата от обучение или несъответствие в момента, както искате го наречете, за да е по-удобно.
I will now move to my computer to control the presentation.
Мултимедията и компютъра до тук, така че оттам ще говоря. Надявам се да ме виждате, чуете отново достатъчно добре. Камерата също ще трябва леко.
The cameraman has to follow me too.
Ме последва. Само на секунда, да не бутнем екрана.
So I'll begin in a second.
Така. Както
As Mr. Tabakov told you, the project is dedicated to involving young people in the tourism sector. The name NESET is similar to the term NEETs. It's an abbreviation for young people outside education, training and employment. Only the letters in the middle are moved. This latter game is clearly appreciated by the governing body. The full name of the project is Supporting Young People Outside Education, Training and Employment for Sustainable Development in Tourism Sector. The reason for such a focusing of the project is that the scheme we were initially approved for was entirely aimed at young people. The project is implemented through the Youth Employment Fund. The full name of the program is the European Economic Area Financial Mechanism and the Norwegian Financial Mechanism. This project also finances our project. The donor countries have already been mentioned by Mr. Tabakov: Iceland, Liechtenstein and Norway. From Iceland we have a representative in our consortium, a training organization that I personally worked with before, so we invited her to participate in this project. There were several areas of support. One was related to research activities, the other to transfer of good practices. Our area of support is research and development of several innovative products to support young people in their integration in the tourism sector and their sustainable employment. I'll tell you more in a minute. 3 years is the duration of the project. We started in the beginning of September last year. In a little while you will see what we have achieved. Just over 1,350,000 is the value of the project, with financial aid 83.06%, which equates to 124,000 approximately. 12 partners from 8 countries participate. They were not randomly selected. We wanted this to be countries where tourism is developed, not only traditional winter and summer tourism,
летен морски туризъм и различни
but also various alternative forms of tourism. One of the goals is to create a platform for young people's mobility and exchanges so that during the low season they can seek and find employment in other countries. Initially from the consortium and subsequently in other European Union countries during the low season. This will achieve sustainable employment in tourism for young people. My name is Tihomir Videv, and I represent a cluster for information services of the Black Sea tourist business. I will present some good practices from Bulgaria with real contractors and some of our studies on the tourism market. I will start with a brief overview of youth employment and entrepreneurship in the tourism sector in Bulgaria. The three areas of good practices are entrepreneurship, vocational training and skills validation, strategies and methods to support young people's integration. We will also touch on well-designed projects of entrepreneurs who have been successfully implemented. As one of the largest economic sectors in the world, tourism creates jobs, stimulates exports, generates gross domestic product. Tourism accounts for 10.6% of GDP in the annual analysis of the global economic impact, or 313 million jobs. This is 9.9% of total employment in 2017. The travel and tourism sector already supports 1 in every 10 jobs on the planet. Tourism is very important for the European economy and has a multiplier effect on the economic sector. Here it's one of the highest rates of mobility. Interestingly, the majority of its employees are women. 6 out of 10 people. In the other non-financial sectors, women are 38%. In tourism, they are 54%. This is an interesting fact. 13% of workers are between 15 and 24 years old. In the service sector, they are 9%. In order to be truly successful and enjoy sustainable development, entrepreneurs need the support of local authorities. In this case, we are talking about extreme sports, which, without the support of the authorities, such as the one with bungee jumps in Varna, cannot happen. On the Danube Bridge too, entrepreneurs are offering bungee jumps, and authorities are supporting them in organizing the events. It's preferable for these companies to have their own base and offer renting of equipment such as boats for a few days,
канука, по лодки по реки или по морето. Предоставяне на съоръжения, които да бъдат наети не само за самото изпълнение, но и за ден, 2, 3, 5 и така. Интересното развитие на планинския туризъм,
In the mountain tourism, which is becoming increasingly popular, there is a company that has a horse farm and offers horseback riding.
Дори мисля, че има и ферма за коне. Тя провежда мероприятията си в Рила и Пирин.
It holds events in Rila and Pirin mountains.
Те не само предоставят
So they offer not only a round trip, but also horseback riding for a few days and guided tours. I will start with the last presentation of the Varna Chamber of Commerce and Industry. We are a team of 3 people. I'm the financial manager of the whole project. Mr. Nedelchev is the executive director of the chamber and the team leader of the chamber. Nevena Tudorova is a communications manager. This presentation is quite diverse, and I will try to present it more clearly. First, I would like to say that it has been said many times that there is a similar survey of employers' opinions regarding their demands on tourism workers in 7 partner countries. Since Iceland is not a beneficiary, Bulgaria, Cyprus, Italy, Romania, Croatia, Greece and Portugal. In these countries, surveys have been made of employers' view on what requirements they have for tourism workers and their real assessment of what qualities their employees actually possess. I would like to say that we have asked employers from different tourist sites, bought large hotels that offer not only accommodation but food and drinks, but also smaller hotels, city hotels in Varna, as well as restaurants and entertainment attractions. First, I will show some of the surveyed sites, several Golden Sands hotels. This is Hotel Vimiat in Varna. This is Malia Grand Hermitage Hotel. This is Odessus Hotel in Varna. This is Hotel Panorama in Varna. A small plaza hotel, which is close to Odessus. This is Captain Cook restaurant. This is restaurant Sea Terrace. It's Kids Corner in Varna. This is restaurant and bar by the sea.
И ресторант, и бар by the sea. И така. Всъщност, различните всъщност туристически обекти не всички сме
We have not covered all 10 types of tourist sites. They are accommodation, food and beverage preparation, air, rail and water transport, vehicle rental, travel agencies, cultural activities, recreation and sports, retail with typical national tourist sites, other tourist-related activities.
Търговия на дребно с типични национални и туристически продукти.
The grades are from 1 to 5.
Както стана дума и имаше въпрос, всъщност оценките са ранжирани от 1
This presentation is prepared and sent to the fund operator.
Всъщност презентацията е изготвена за английски, защото директно трябваше да я изпратим.
The first presentation describes the characteristics of the enterprises participating in the survey.
които са въвлечени в изследването.
The size of the enterprise is indicated in blue, depending on the number of employees. The first group has employees from 1 to 9. 2 means employees from 10 to 49, 3 from 50 to 99, 4 from 100 to 249, and 5 more than 250 workers. In red is the approximate percentage of employed young people aged 25 to 29. For example, the second is characteristic 2, which means 10 to 49 workers, but the percentage of young people is 4, which means that 60 to 79 are young people. We tried to do it visually from our point of view, but you have to keep in mind these particularities to get yourself oriented. We interviewed 20 companies. Some of them are very small, from 1 to 9 employees. In the next group are numbers 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 13, and 19. At the same time, the percentage of young people is about 80 and over 80%. There are more questions. Welcome. I want to ask who was offered this research, by the project partners or by the employers themselves? So the nature and the scope of the research is included in our application form. We have proposed this methodology so that we can identify where the weaknesses are and subsequently develop study materials. This was approved by the managing authority of the program. In the process of project implementation, We apply these requirements.
тези изисквания.
Other questions?
Искам да ви благодаря
I would like to thank you for attending our annual conference,
тази наша днешна годишна конференция, за
for your
активността,
activity and your
която,
attention.
проявихте за търпението и искам сега като възнаграждение
And I want to invite you
на
to the
един
cocktail
който
we
се
organized at
организира
the
в
hotel
ресторанта,
restaurant.
който беше. Благодаря ви още веднъж и да се насочим към ресторанта. Тук.